Welcome to Dating and Relationship Advice. Well, in this episode, we're going to talk about why there is an obsession with people and things you can't have. Me and Brittney talk about this. I go and get my hair cut, and she talks about some of her relationships. And we talk about how do you get through your head that certain people are just not into you. Why would you demand attention and not give it back, or none at all? Why do people complain about things that clearly are not issues? And then after my haircut, I go into a call with Rebecca, and we talk about, do we ever truly move past people that hurt us the most? So Rebecca talks about moving past things. So the first thing we'll cover is Brittney and going for a haircut.
So you still like my drama?
Of course. You kidding? I love it. Oh my God, I gotta pin my hair up because I'm going nuts.
Oh, that's great that you can relate.
I can always relate.
Now I forgot what I was talking about, so now I don't know if I have to start over.
No, okay, wait, you said something about the married guy, but, talking about Valentine's Day and how she doesn't acknowledge anything or care about anything, and then something about the married guy, how he wants to stay to me too. Now, these other guys in line. I don't know. I feel like we were just kind of all over the place with it.
Well, here, I'll introduce the characters.
Oh my gosh. Okay, all the characters, you.
Okay, so there's Ken the Giant. It's her ex-boyfriend.
Okay.
And he's a real nice guy. But,
Okay. Most recent or
he's not,
Adam or whatever?
yeah, it's not more recent. But he's not very attractive, so that's why she doesn't like him. He didn't give her what she wanted, because he's got a lot of friends, so her jealousy streak comes into play.
Got it.
But I think she kind of used him because she had a lot of things in common, but all the other guys were jerks. You know how, I don't know if you know how online dating is anyways.
How what?
How online dating is?
Yeah.
It's hard to find a good guy out there.
Right.
But, so she broke up with him, she started dating me, and then she broke up with me again because she likes to run and not discuss issues for some reason.
Kind of.
Because, she's narcissistic, her selfish side is like, okay, I'm tired of talking about this. So,
Right. So she'd rather not talk about it.
Right, and she thinks that I lie or I'm cheating about something. She doesn't like the fact that I talk to my friends, even though they're not hitting on me, but she's allowed to have friends that hit on her.
Control. All control.
Which is contradictory.
Right.
So she justifies herself, but she thinks it's okay.
Right.
When it's really not, so it's disrespectful to, at least in my eyes, it's disrespectful to our relationship.
Yes.
So anybody that hits on me, I just cut them off.
Right.
If they don't understand the moral boundaries, then they shouldn't be friends. Right?
Yeah.
So then she stops dating me, and she starts dating this guy Ryan. She says that he's cute, he's muscular, he's got drive. Sounds like he's got everything that she wants. Except, okay, so now he doesn't give her the attention. It seems to be always the attention.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, regardless of how much I show her attention, like I'm not texting. Well, I show her that I text her every half hour. That's not enough attention. It's like I go above and beyond, and on the mailbox I painted "I love you," so every time she passes the house, she knows that I'm thinking about her. That's not enough attention. Even if me and her were broken up, my banner page, you know, the first page, it's still me and her on the front page. Even if she's dating somebody else, whether it's the giant guy or the Ryan guy, you know, I keep her on my page. I'm not sure why I do that. So that's not enough attention?
Right. It is.
It's
Like
like...
you said, you're cooking for her, and...
Yeah, I drive to her, if you remember, I drive to her for 2 hours from Cleveland to Columbus.
How often?
Every day after work. And I wake up in the morning at 4:30 and I drive to work.
Do you have your son with you at all?
No, that's only on the weekends.
Oh.
So that's not enough attention?
Right.
She's always, I don't know, it's almost like she's using me.
Yes.
And she's making or justifying excuses that she doesn't have enough attention. But she goes after these guys that, I don't know, she thinks that'll give her more attention, more than I give her.
Right.
It's like, that's impossible. So she's, in a sense, she's taking me for granted in a lot of ways. And she doesn't even know it.
No.
It's almost like she doesn't care.
She's so consumed and wrapped up in her egotistic, narcissistic world that she's not going to see that. And the bad part is that she'll never stop being like that until people stop giving her what she wants. And, you know, she gets help for it because that's exactly how my ex was and how Pat was. And they never change. They never change until they get a long line of therapy.
Well, see, that's the thing. She never gets what she wants from these other guys, so that's why she always seems to come back to me.
Right, because she knows you give in. Because you love her. You actually love her. And she uses that to her advantage. So the question is, why do you keep going back? Besides loving her, why do you continue to let her do this to you?
Well, because there's... that's a good question. So in my mind, we have everything in life that we can relate to. Whether it's our past, whether it's a painting that she's painted that I can relate to, like the lighthouse thing. You know, I was pretty much born in a lighthouse, and she actually painted the same lighthouse, which is kind of odd.
Oh, out of the blue, like not even knowing.
Yeah. It's almost like her past matches my
Right.
past, and we can relate, and we can sympathize with each other on a lot of things.
Yeah.
We grew up the same way. We have the same business sense. You know, regardless if the sex is amazing or not, we have a lot of other things.
Emotional attachment.
Yeah, we have emotional, we have intellectual things in common that a lot of other guys don't have the package that I have.
Right.
And she doesn't appreciate it.
No.
And she shows it every day. So
it's hard when you have that bond. It is, but really, it's not a true bond. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, it might be, but it's really not because she's not a true, honest person. I mean, she doesn't.
Yeah, but she flips it on me. It's like
Exactly.
I'm not honest and I'm lying all the time. And
That's what they do. That's a narcissistic person. That is what they do. They gaslight you. That's exactly what that is. And I have lived it. I've lived it for so many years. And the problem is that when you're in it all and consumed in it, then you don't see it really for what it is. Like, you are seeing a lot of it, but once you step away, like you have in the past, you see even more, and you're like, okay, well, this is why I stayed. These were little triggers, you know, that I wasn't really putting together, even though I knew in the back of my head. But you will never be treated with the love and respect that you deserve, that you can give to someone who's dying for it, you know? Which, yeah, I know it's hard, because it's so difficult to find somebody.
yeah, and she struggles to look for it when it's right in front of her face.
Exactly. She wants everything, but she doesn't realize that she has everything. I mean, she clearly is not a one-man person, you know, like, she just needs attention from every which way, but it will never be enough. She could have 12 different people. It will never be enough. It will never be validation enough for her. I mean, maybe something in her childhood triggered her. Something happened that she is this way for a reason. Because Pat, yeah, he is that way for a reason. But, or he was. I mean, it's gotten a lot better, but it's been years of therapy. And they say, like, however old you are, it's taken you that many years to become the person you are right now. It will take that many years to become the person you want to be. You know, it could. Up to that many years. It's everyday work. But if you're not willing to work on it, and you're not willing to see and admit your flaws, nothing's going to change. And you're just dragged into it.
Well, see, it's funny. She understands her flaws, and she understands narcissism, because we both studied the same thing. She's had boyfriends who treat her the same way she treats me. It's almost like whatever damage the boyfriends have done, she does the same thing to me.
It's like an abused person as a kid.
Right. So, I mean...
But they admit it because they want you to see that they're admitting it. Like, yes, I know this is wrong, but that's not the problem. The problem is that they're not fixing it, you know? Some people just will deny. And some people think that, okay, if I admit it, and I know that this is what I'm doing, then they're going to accept it and say, okay, well, at least they know it. But they're not doing anything to change it.
Yeah, she doesn't practice what she preaches.
Right.
So she's dated this muscular guy who's cute. So she claims, but he's lacking in other areas. It's almost like there's little bits and pieces of these things that she loves in other people, but it's not complete.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, so he doesn't like to go out, or it's almost like she has to drag him out to events, and she doesn't like that, and she wants him to...
Oh, this is the homebody guy. The muscular guy that's a homebody. Right? You said she likes to go out a lot, and he doesn't really like to? Okay, go ahead.
He goes, yeah, I'll go if you want. And she's like, well, no, I want you to tell me that you want to do this, and you enjoy doing it, and it's almost like they're not on the same page.
No. He's doing it for her.
Right. So me and her are always on the same page. Me and her always like the same things. Doesn't matter what it is. But he's lacking in that area.
Right.
So she breaks up with him, and then she wants me to step in and fill in the gap.
Yeah.
And, you know, in one sense, you know, I want to help her out because, you know, I can practice evidence-based therapy.
Yeah.
Because I know it's hard to change stubbornness and narcissistic behavior. So, you know, it benefits me in one way, but then it hurts me in the other way.
Right.
Because she's abusive.
You love her too.
Yeah, well, I want to see her...
Right.
Yeah, I want to see her happy, but it's like it's impossible.
Yeah, because someone who treats you so bad, it's just not fair to you. It's not. And it's sad because you know all this stuff. You know what you should do. You know what's best for you. You know who she is. I mean, she's just going to fill that void, and until she loses you and everybody else in her life, she's not going to realize, you know, what was true to her and what was real that she's going to regret, you know, down the road. But right now she has none. It's like she doesn't care, and that's sad.
It's like one of her things is she doesn't want to feel abandoned.
Right.
She's always run from me. She's always stopped talking to me, and her excuse is, well, I'm mad, so I'm going to go date this other guy and not talk about the issue.
Yeah.
So we can work together.
Right. Now, has she ever gotten therapy?
Yeah, she was in therapy. I don't know if she is now. But
You should talk to her about it. See, I mean, it's not for everybody, no, but maybe for her. I mean, it's going to be the hardest thing to admit to certain things and actually have to work on certain things. But if she's willing, then go ahead. But if she's not in that place, she's never going to be.
Well, it's just the right person.
Right.
Trying to find the right person. And that's hard to do.
Oh, hell yeah, I get it.
So, while we're so-called pretending to date each other, she's in love with the married man that she's been chasing after for 4 years. So instead of hiding it, and lying about it, she does it right in front of my face.
Yeah.
She talks to him while I'm sitting next to her.
Yeah. Oh my God, my ex did that so bad to me.
And it's like, okay, so now you're not lying, so this isn't any better.
No.
So now you're justifying not lying and not hiding things.
But would she say like, oh, he's just my friend? Or would she admit to...
No, she tells me.
What?
She's interested in this other guy. He's not giving her what she needs. Well, of course not. Because, behind the scenes, he's just using her for sex while he's still married, still living with his wife and children.
Yeah.
While she's talking to him, while she's trying to get together with him on weekends or whatever, he moves out. So he's in the process of like flipping a house or rebuilding it. He makes an excuse to his wife, and he starts living there. So that gives her more of an incentive to chase after him because now he moved out.
Yeah.
Now he's on his own. Maybe he'll step it up, and now they'll start spending more time together.
Right.
It's like at the same time, we're still dating.
Right.
And I'm like, really?
Right.
And she yells at me for talking to my friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, you know how jealous I am. So how contradictory is that?
So Mike, the guy that I was talking to, like while Pat and I split up for 4 years, me and Mike were talking, and growing up, because we grew up together, he was always like a smaller kid, a nerd, didn't have like a ton of friends, but once he got older, and because he's mixed and from a small town, everybody wanted his nuts. So he moves downtown, and he is a dancer, so, we bonded in that because we would both dance. So we would go out all the time, go dancing, and then we started actually talking. And then, I knew that he had like a few baby mamas and this and that, and as me and him started hanging out, he had a baby mama with a baby on the way. And they only had one kid together, but it was awkward because I've never been in these positions before, obviously, and he's like, I'm not with her, but, I gotta go there, I gotta go help her with the car, because he worked on cars and had his own body shop, auto body shop, and all that. So I was fully trusting him, because I didn't really think that anybody I knew and I grew up with from a small town like that would have the capability of doing the things that he did, and then a couple years, and I'm just getting gaslighted the whole time. And one night, me and my good friend Janilda are at the club, and we meet each other there. And Mike, meets me there with his brother, and we're all dancing. And his brother kept getting phone calls from this girl Lex that had been still hitting up Mike all the time. And Mike was like, I just try to explain to her like it's not happening. She still has feelings for me, blah blah blah. And he's like, well, she's stalking me, and she's blowing up my brother's phone, and because she can't get a hold of me, so she showed up to the club we were at. And mind you, you had to pay like $10 to $20 to get into this place. She had no money and told the bouncer at the front desk, at the front door, that her boyfriend had her money to get in. And I didn't know this until later on, but someone told me that, when he went up to get her and to talk to her and calm her down before, she saw me and everything, he went up there to talk to her, tell her I was there, not to be a bitch, if she's going to be there with me and his friend, then she needs to be cordial. But really what happened was that, she's sitting on his lap at the front. She's all over him. He's telling her what she wants to hear, tells her probably that I'm nobody, all that crap. So she comes in, and I'm at the bar, and she comes up to me, and she was like, hi, Brittney, and I'm like, hi. And she's like, what did she say? She goes, I love your shirt, I love your dress, or I love your shirt, it's really cute. And she just kept complimenting me, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. I did not like this girl. And then this one song comes on that me and him love to dance to. And it's like a Jamaican kind of song. And so me and my girlfriend Janilda start dancing, Mike and his brother start dancing, and I wasn't touching him, nothing, but I think he had his arms out, and I grabbed his arm and started to pull him a little bit closer to me, and as I did that, I had my empty drink, and I stepped a few steps forward to the bar to put it down. And as I was doing that, she was behind him and stood up, shaking her head. She grabbed him and threw him. And she was like, why are you touching her? You know, so then I was like, okay, so now, you know, I was trying to like, what's going on? And then Janilda is screaming at this girl. And she's like, I don't even know you, but, you know, this is her man. And she's like, what do you mean? Like, I'm with him. And I'm like, what? So then she was like, we're sleeping together. And she's like, Brittney, get over here. She's like, Mike, get over here. And he's like playing stupid. She's like, are you guys dating? He's like, well, we're not dating and we're not boyfriend, girlfriend. She's like, but are you sleeping with her? And he was denying, like not saying anything when it came to the other girl. And she's standing there like, are you kidding me? She was pissed. So eventually Janilda was like, wow. So me and the owner of the club, his daughter, Jasmine, and I and Janilda went to go into the basement and have a cigarette instead of going outside in the cold. And I was shaking, but then Mike turned it all on to me, saying like, I can't believe you. You know, you're going to go and talk about our business with other people. And it ended up all falling on me. His cousin came up to me and knew I was upset. And he was like, hey, you know, you're going to be all right? I'm like, I'm fine. So turns out that while he was trying to console me the rest of the night at the club, he was asking Mike if he cared if he hooked up with me. And I didn't know this. So he walked me to my car and everything, and Mike, of course, like calls me 2 weeks later after we started screaming at each other, and he was like, yeah, you know, you're an idiot, you're stupid, you're blind, you were just trying to hook up with my cousin. I'm like, what are you talking about? So it just got out of control. It really, really did, and it's really sad that happened, but yeah. It did. It's just like stupid little things that like you have no control over, and it just happens in front of your face. I mean, and I felt so stupid and humiliated because here I'm like hating Pat for, you know, screwing around and trying to date me and another girl at the same time, but like I was in a worse situation with Mike.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's like how it unfolds.
And then I found out I had an STD. So that made it worse. Honest.
Yeah, that's not good.
No. It was terrible.
Yeah, and that makes me look bad because most women experience what you do.
Right.
And I'm sitting here trying to find something real, and it's not really out there.
No. It sucks.
Well, it gets worse, at least my situation.
Oh, good. Yours is great.
Oh, yeah.
Not what I want to hear.
That's wonderful. That's just the tip of the iceberg, like the beginning.
Right.
So, you know, she's talking to this guy, the married guy. She's a really good painter. I mean, we both paint, but you know, I was hoping after all these years that she would make me something.
Yeah.
You know, from her heart, so to say.
Right.
And she never has. I mean, I've always made things for her.
It's like you'd have to ask, hey, can you make me something? No one wants to do that.
No, it's almost like I'm a side note where, yeah, she'll probably put together a picture or give me a mug or something like that, but that's not really something personal.
Yeah.
Something loving and caring to prove that you want to be with me.
Right.
So she always proves the opposite. So she's making this giant painting, and she sees these pictures of these trees in my house, and she decides to paint a bunch of trees going down a path. And it's like if you imagine a path in the middle, and then there's these trees along either side. It's almost like you're walking down the path, and each of the trees have icicles, like they're frozen on the tree. So she really did a real nice job.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it, but she was painting it for the married guy to put in his house, or his new house.
How did you find that out?
She told me way later, after we kind of broke up. So it's like she's chasing after this guy. So she gives him this present, and at the same time, you know, in the back of my head, I'm looking around her house, and she claims that when they were dating, he never had pictures of them up at his house.
It probably pissed her off.
Yeah, that upset her because she wasn't the focus.
Yep.
But I've always had pictures of her all over my house, whether it's on the fridge,
You're a nice guy.
whether it's a collage that I made of us that's on the fireplace, or
Yeah.
her book that she made me. I put it right on the bookshelf with the pictures, you know, face forward. Everything she's done, even her children, you know, made me either a candle or some lotion or some slime. You know, I display it, or whatever it is. Even that painting that she painted somebody else of a lighthouse that we, you know, that we share. I hang it up on my wall. But she complains that there's nothing in his house.
Right.
But then I'm looking around her house, and if we're dating, there's nothing of me in there at all.
What did she say to that when you mentioned that part? Like when all of that?
Well, she tells me that her parents don't like me, her children don't like me, but it's because the pictures she paints for them and the lies that she tells them. I never did anything wrong to them at all. We've always had fun, whether, you know, me and her daughter made videos of school people dancing around. They always had fun, or
They'll grow up and know that. They'll know. They'll realize it.
yeah, but they don't. Why wouldn't they believe their mother?
When they get older, they will. Right now, they're probably younger. I mean, they'll know. Past teenage years, they know. You'll all find out who your parents are. Always do. Because then they'll start doing it to them. Doing stupid things to them.
Yeah, I'm not sure about these kids. You know, these kids are really good.
Yeah. So that's good, but I don't know. I mean, it took me, I was in my 20s, start noticing my mom and like her addiction, or, you know, my father-in-law's issues and the anger and all that, and like you question things
Yeah.
that you don't want to ask them. But why? So even while you're together, though, she's still dating other people, like pursuing other people. Correct?
Yeah. At that point, she's kind of pursuing something.
So you just need to really think, like, why do I stay? Because, yeah, like...
Well, see, it gets better.
Okay.
I mean, it's not about staying. Because, I mean, we're not together now.
Yeah.
So the story gets even worse. She's on the phone with this guy right next to me, and she sees me, and I convince her that, you know, he doesn't give you the time of day. Why are you wasting your time? You're wasting your life. And, you know, I give you, it seems like I give you everything you need. I give you the attention. I'm there all the time. I hold her at night, and that's what she needs. We plan things together. None of these guys do anything
Right.
that she needs, but she goes after them still. So she's on the phone with, his name is Rob. That's the married guy. So she goes, well, I don't think I can do this anymore because you don't give me what I need. And let's just be friends. And he's like, okay. And then the next moment, like fast forward, I don't know if it was a couple hours or maybe the next day. She goes, okay, the weekends, can I see you for maybe an hour or two because I'll be in Cleveland? He's like, maybe I have my kids in the weekend, maybe I can see you for an hour. And then she's like all excited, even though we're dating. So we make a plan to go to my house, and this is a house that me and her got together for the kids. So we make a plan to go back to Cleveland, knowing that she's going to meet up. And the next moment, he says, "Well, I'm going to be with my kids, so I don't think I can see you." And she's trying to convince me they're seeing each other as friends, which isn't true, because she's pursuing this guy. She's giving him gifts that she's never given to me. And all of a sudden, she gets all pissed. She's screaming at the top of her lungs because she's so frustrated. She's so mad at this guy. And, she's cleaning out of frustration. And I try to, I touch her on her shoulder, and she screams out loud. I want to give her a hug. I'm here for her. But then I just had to step back and just give her space, because she's not really in love with me, and she's using me to, and she really wants this other guy that doesn't pay any attention.
Yeah.
And then she wonders why people treat her like a whole. That's her thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she wonders why, men make her crazy. She wonders why. It's almost like men think that she's crazy, but men are the ones who make her crazy.
Right.
But she does it on her own. She puts herself in these positions.
Yeah. She thinks of herself like that.
Yeah, and she doesn't realize it. She abuses me at the same time, and I take it.
Yeah.
The only guy that's ever been there for her.
Right.
So she's screaming. She's all pissed. She doesn't like me anymore. So all men are liars and cheaters while I'm sitting there looking at her, being there for her.
Never done that.
And no, I mean, she cheats on me emotionally and lies to me, so that's okay, but
Right.
she makes this blanket decision. So she finds out more information about him. She investigates things. She finds out that him and his wife are going out to dinner. They're kind of dating. At the same time, she was trying to get with him.
Mm-hmm.
So she winds up calling the wife.
Huh.
And she tells her everything.
Nice.
She's like, I'm sick of him. I want him to pay. So I'm going to give you everything. All these pictures, all these videos that I've collected, my journal entries. This is what we've done behind your back. And so they become best friends almost.
Good.
So they're talking to each other, and this is still while I'm dating her.
Right.
So she's on revenge mode, where she wants him to pay, and so Beth and the wife get together, and they go to the playground, and she brings the kids and stuff, and she brings her daughter,
Yeah.
and they play.
Yeah.
They almost set him up.
Who?
Where
The guy?
Bob, yeah, the married guy. They
Yeah.
set him up, and the wife calls him and say, "Hey, can you meet me at the park? Maybe we can just hang out," not knowing that Beth is already there.
Right.
So he shows up, and they have a confrontation, and
Good God.
Rob thinks that Beth is crazy,
Right.
and she goes, "See what you've done? I want you to pay. You're such an asshole."
Beth said that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she records all this, and she's showing me the video.
Wow.
So all men are assholes and liars, and I'm sitting there supporting her.
Right.
So I feel like I'm the jerk.
Well, you're not. So I hope you do realize that, because you're not. I mean, you know in your heart, your soul, you've never done anything wrong. But love somebody too much. That's what you're guilty of. Trusting, loving. It sucks.
Yeah,
You
so
have done nothing
yeah,
wrong.
this is where I found out. She sent him the painting,
Yeah.
everything else.
Right.
so I just feel used.
Yeah, of course.
And abused.
And she wants what you can't have, so and she's gonna keep fighting and trying to find that. She's never gonna get it. She's never going to end up truly happy.
Well, see, here's another twist. It
Oh,
even gets
God.
worse than this. And I probably need some water so I can do my hair.
Okay, here, there's water here.
Oh, cool.
Do you need a comb or brush?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good, sorry, just cleaning up. I run myself behind all day.
So, these guys that are wanting to date her all the time, they're talking to her. So the married guy's out of the picture now. She's in hate mode, and now it's like, well, maybe we can have a relationship.
Right.
And have something real for a change.
Yeah.
So she's still talking to this Frank guy, and he's still trying to say, well, when is it my turn? I can do much better than these other guys that you're dating. And she's being disrespectful with me.
Wow.
And there was one time where, maybe this is TMI, we're having sex.
Mm-hmm.
And this Frank guy FaceTimes her. So while we're in the middle of it, she picks up the phone and she looks at who it is and then puts it back. I'm like, really?
Right. You need to grab the phone.
You want me to shrink up?
Right.
And that's
Yeah, that's an immediate. Okay, I'm done.
and like, you want attention and you're not giving me attention?
Yeah. Yeah.
You want me to text you more. You want me to make you a priority when I am by no means a priority at all whatsoever
No.
in any which way.
Right.
So this Frank guy's after her,
Mm-hmm.
and she has no moral boundaries, no anything
Yeah.
else. He promises her, well, I can give you more attention, I can give you this, I can give you that. In the meantime, I'm trying to show her, I text you enough, I'm doing this. She's like, well, you better step it up or these other guys are going to take me. And I'm like, okay, so that's disrespectful. So there's one point where we part ways. A long time ago, we got each other engagement rings, and she wears hers, she loves it, and I wear mine permanently. We made an agreement not to take it off. Well, she took it off. She took it off for 2 days. I was at her house. It was on the counter.
Oh my God! In plain visible sight.
Yeah, it's in the bathroom. I go to her house because that's so-called my home.
Mm-hmm.
And she takes it off. She makes an excuse why she took it off because she took a bath. She never takes it off when she takes a shower or a bath.
Right.
The only reason why she takes it off is because she's mad at me.
Right. Right.
And I
That's
ask her, "Are you mad at me?" And she goes, "Well, nothing's wrong.
Yeah.
Everything's okay." And the next day, the ring is still off. After we're in bed hugging each other. I get up 4 o'clock in the morning like I always do and drive 2 hours back to work.
You're nuts.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty much stupid. So I take the ring because it seems like she doesn't want to be in a relationship. So while I'm driving from 4 o'clock to maybe she gives me a text at 7 o'clock. She goes, "Where's my ring? I know you took it." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I took it."
Yeah.
And she goes, "I'm a jerk for taking it. That's petty." And I go, "Well, I can give it back. I thought that you're mad at me." So she goes, "Well, I don't want to deal with you anymore. I want to break up." So we break up that day. The same day, she makes a date with Frank. She makes a date to see his daughter. She's on the phone with this other guy, laughing it up when, and she claims that she did me a favor by me staying over there and grabbing my stuff. And I sleep over there because it's another 2 hours back to work.
Right. Right.
So she's showing the guys, "Well, I did Brian a favor. I'm such a nice person." While she's talking to this
Right.
Bobby guy who's interested in her. and planning on dates when I was more interested in trying to work this out.
Right.
She doesn't care.
No.
So she's done with me. She's done with men because I've abused her.
She's not done with men. She's just saying that. She's honest to God, she's not.
And I'm the bad guy, and she doesn't want to date me because my family doesn't like me because of what she built in their head. It's not because of what's happening. It's stupid.
It is. It's sad.
And now, after a couple of months, now she's texting me because this guy made empty promises. He's not spending time with her.
You just said good luck.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, good luck. You don't want this. That paid
No.
attention to you.
No. Yeah. She dug this hole for herself.
Yeah,
I'd
she
let
did.
her dig herself out. Dig deeper and deeper and then dig herself out.
Okay.
All right.
Now that my haircut's done, now I'm going to go ahead and go in the car and call Rebecca, and we're going to talk about moving past things.
Hey, what's up?
Hey there, how are you?
I'm doing all right.
Good, sorry about that. I was trying to get off the call when your call was coming through.
Yeah, since I'm so important, you should pick up my call for. No, I'm just kidding.
No, there's no rushing someone off the phone and they don't quite get the hit. How's your day so far?
Oh, it's okay. I'm heading home.
Getting home early's not so awful, huh?
It is for me.
I wanted to give you my thoughts on the podcast and hear your thoughts on it too.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead.
No, I want you to go first. I want you to go first on our podcast. Did anything hit you or make you think, like, other than the obvious and what you told me about, but were you thinking anything like, I was just curious on your take on the podcast, I guess, before I give you my opinion on it.
I don't know. I was focused on me. I was laughing. I was happy, playful, and I don't know. That's it. I mean, that's kind of what got me into the funk. Maybe I shouldn't have listened to it. So.
Well, I mean, it still was up to you if you wanted to post it or not, and I get that, but I was thinking, especially I listened to them in the wrong order, first of all, because I listened to 24, then 23.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
it didn't matter. You know what I mean? It didn't matter.
Yeah.
But no. And I'm just curious if anyone has ever said this before, but has anyone thought that, like, all of your podcasts are kind of based around how jaded one person made you feel because of her actions?
Well,
And you're trying to help.
no, I can see why you would say that, but you know, a lot of the questions that I grab from emails are, you know, geared around my experience. So it's going to be obvious that it's going to be focused on just my experience and what I can offer.
Right, but I guess because I kind of forgot with, like, and I just thought, oh, this is good, because this might be insightful for him too, you know, was basically, you know, you're never going to change this person. Like, you're never going to change her. There's a lot of harmful things to do. If you're changing right now, there's someone going on with.
Well, you're kind of breaking up, so I couldn't understand what you said.
And my dog is biting at my
Okay.
no play here, huh? No things to carry better.
Yeah, a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I was saying was, by listening to it, I was thinking, like, you know, and admit that she's not somebody who's going to be fixable.
Well, yeah, obviously.
But you're spending a lot of time and energy wanting to help and fix her for future, whatever, for her, but you don't owe her any of that.
Well, no, I'm not giving her anything. It's mostly what I can help people. because of my experience. I mean, I can understand their frustration or their struggles, and I'm telling them the same thing.
But you still voiced in your podcast, the one on 23, about, like, you're trying to help her, and part of you feels bad. But, like, I brought up something about, okay, so, have you told her about me? And you're like, well, no, like, I don't feel like I necessarily have to share, like, that aspect. And, like, I understood that. But the whole part of, like, you're still trying to help out and give advice to and talk to and be in communication with, at one point, not now, I know, at one point, someone who wronged you in a lot of ways. Called you a liar, and you're not. She just took things and spun it to make herself feel better or to cause a fight or whatever. But you were still putting time and energy into someone and still kind of considering her feelings.
Right, but I'm not putting any time. I'm not even talking to her. She doesn't even care. So
Right,
whatever I say doesn't matter.
Right, but I'm just saying, for you, I didn't know if you could hear it yourself, hearing it. Like, it's different. Like, I'm sure you heard it in a different perspective than I did. And that had nothing to do with, I mean, just so you know, like, that was not any reason why I said this wasn't going to work out or whatever. I just told you, like, some things you can't explain. But for you, or for moving forward, or whatever, I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't waste any more time on it. I think you're a fixer, like you said, and I think we're both fixers. Trying to fix people, trying to get them to kind of see the light, because it seems so apparent to us, but not to them, and they get in their own way all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
And I totally am on board with that. Like, we both see eye to eye on that completely, but I think from a listener perspective, it ends up coming across more like it's so, you can tell it so really pisses you off about the things like where she's like, no, you were lying, and you're not, and I get it. I understand that completely. I've been in the same situation before. But it's not worth your time and effort. Like,
yeah, but I'm not spending any time and effort on her.
I know, but she has been a lot of the subject of what was being discussed, and like your frustration. Like, it shouldn't even frustrate you anymore, because it should just be a blip on your radar. Like, you lived, you learned, moving forward. But that was like, I don't know if it was like, if it was because it was hard for you to have like acceptance of what she did, so you had to like, so you're doing a deep dive into it, because I do the same thing sometimes. But then I find myself like, making myself crazy over it, because I'm looking way too hard at things when I can't control that, and she's moved on, whatever, so am I. But the fact, but even like I didn't even realize it until I said it. When I said, so do you have any like guy friends? You mentioned a lot of female friends. You're like, yeah. Well, a lot of your ties still to the people you mentioned were still tied to. It seems like it's a chapter that was very hard at that point. I'm not saying now, but at that point when that was recorded, it was almost like a chapter that was very hard for you to close. And just.
Oh yeah, back then it was, sure. But that doesn't mean I can't share my experiences with other people.
Oh, no, not at all. I'm not saying that, but I mean, it almost gives her a little too much credit, I feel like, because a lot of time and energy was spent talking about her, which then, yeah, other people then relate to the situation, which I know what you mean. It opens it up for dialogue and kind of break it down a little bit and hear what other people have to say. But if I'm her, I'm thinking, wow, this guy is still hung up on me.
Say that again? The last part?
I said, if I'm her, I'm thinking, wow, he is still so hung up on me.
Oh no, she doesn't give a shit. I mean, she told me in person. She doesn't care.
Right. So I guess the point I was getting to is that like you're still giving her like I wouldn't even give her the time of day for a phone call or conversation probably. If she doesn't care at all, there's no need for you to be trying to help her out. When you know she's not going to take your advice. She's literally going to keep self-sabotaging herself like she always has.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, I mean, if I could offer any advice at all, it would just be
but the questions weren't about me talking about Beth.
No, I was just getting you my perspective on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I don't really care about her. She doesn't care about me, so, who cares?
Right, I get it, but still, I just don't think she caused you a lot of hurt, and I totally understand that. I just think that you, by even caring to talk to her about these issues or whatever, it was just like, it could come off as, why should you give her the time of day for you to listen to her bitch about other people, other relationships, and she put you through what she did.
Right. Well, that was in the past. I mean, where we already said our piece a while ago.
Yeah. Well, and maybe it's just the order of how things are on there. I don't know. You know what I mean? But, no, I was just trying to offer some constructive criticism, I suppose. Where, like, I don't know. But then once I went back and listened to everything.
Yeah, it almost sounds like you think I'm still hung up on her, which I'm not.
No, I don't know. I'm telling you that just, it comes across that way. Do I think that you are? No. I do not. And even if you were, I mean, that's your business. That's totally, I mean, you're free to post whatever you want and open up the dialogue with people who've been in similar situations and stuff. But, like, she sounds kind of like she's helpless in a sense where it doesn't matter who does what. She's not changing anything.
No, she'll only want to change when she wants to. So, and she doesn't want to. She's very selfish.
If it's going to benefit her, she'll change something probably.
Yeah. Yeah, she'll manipulate things in order to get what she wants, and that's how she does it. Or she'll point the finger and say, well, no, you're manipulating things. And I'm like, oh whatever.
Right. And some people are so good at that, like I said, where you sit back and you're like, oh my gosh, wait, was I wrong in this? Or was I, I mean, I've been there before, trust me. Where they make you that, they paint you as that you're a bad guy or something, like you haven't done anything.
Yeah, well, there was a handful of things that I did do, but she did a lot more. But I mean, it doesn't matter. It's like her 200 things as opposed to my 2 or 3 things. It's not going to matter.
Right. At the end of the day, no, I know what you mean. I didn't want you to feel bad for expressing what you were thinking or feeling. I just wanted my success.
Yeah, it's trying to, well, I said in one of my podcasts, trying to convince her something is like nailing Jello to a wall. It's not going to work.
No. You're being that horrible, huh?
Yeah, she's good at what she does. She knows how to manipulate, and she learned from the best. So.
What do you mean?
Yeah, because I'm thinking, we were both trying to get over somebody or something, and it just didn't work.
We can talk another day. I don't want to end it here in this conversation. And even if you're awake for a while tonight, I'll spend some time later tonight after the game. But
Oh yeah, call me anytime. I mean, I'm up all the time. I love talking to you.
alright, well good. I didn't want it to be I don't want you to think I was upset with it, not at all. And don't ever apologize for saying what your feelings are. I appreciate it. I appreciate you telling me that. I don't want to have bad feelings between us at all. There's no reason for us to have bad feelings towards each other.
No, I won't have bad feelings for you. I'm just upset with myself.
Well, and I feel bad because I don't want you to be upset with yourself. Because I feel like you're upset with yourself as something you reacted to, something I did. And I feel bad. But I just, yeah. All right, we'll talk about it another night. Or
Okay, sounds good.
Be careful.
All right. Bye.